Coming up on MCTV News.
Colleen Mearon had the opportunity to sit down with Traci Alberti, the director of COVID-19 campus surveillance at Merrimack, to learn more about the testing center and COVID protocols. MCTV's very own Gabby Heroux took the streets to ask the Merrimack community where they would travel if we had a spring break.
MCTV News starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to MCTV News. I'm Nicole and we have a lot to go over today. Ranging from new coverage on what has been going on with the coronavirus on our campus to the latest and greatest with sports. Let's get right into it. To start things off, since the start of the 2020-2021 academic year, the college has had a total of 335 positive tests on campus. To start the spring semester off, the college is averaging a positivity rate of about 0.1%, which is a significant decrease from the previous positivity rate. Speaking of the coronavirus, Merrimack College has continued to follow strong testing protocols for all residential, commuter, and staff within the campus community. A new implication the college has taken to further the health and safety of its members is to up the required testing to at least twice a week. This new addition to the campus-wide regular surveillance testing is truly intended to aid in the coordination of an asymptomatic testing approach. Colleen Mearon had the opportunity to sit down with Traci Alberti, the director of COVID-19 campus surveillance at Merrimack, to learn more about the testing center and COVID protocols.
Hi everyone, my name is Colleen Mearon. I am lucky enough to be sitting down with Traci Alberti, the director of COVID-19 surveillance. Thank you for being here with us today, Traci. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
I just wanted to have you in today to talk a little bit about some of the testing center updates and how we got that up and running. I know you played a vital role in that here at Merrimack, so I just wanted you to speak a little bit about that for us and how the testing center got established and what that process really looked like.
Sure, it was a really big undertaking, as you can imagine. Behind the scenes at the beginning, it was over the summer that we were making these plans to reopen the campus late spring and through the summer. And as the protocols were being established, we had to make decisions around what kind of testing would be occurring, what laboratory would be used, what types of tests would be done, the frequency of those tests, who would then be collecting them. So a lot of decisions, a lot of investigation over the different types of programs that would be available and what would be the best fit for the campus. And so it ultimately got decided that we would do a surveillance program, be testing the campus population for asymptomatic presence of virus, so looking for the virus in people that don't have any signs or symptoms. That was the program that we decided upon, and it was decided that we would test everybody on a regular basis. And so once we had established what we would be doing, it was then logistical planning of where on campus would the testing occur, how would it occur, who would be collecting it, and then the management of the results and whatnot. So it was a lot of planning, a lot of collaboration, and it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. I know as a student, I definitely feel that it has been a great system and really helpful to me to know where I'm at and not be stressing about, a possibility of positive at any point in time. I also understand that you have played a vital role in communicating with students if they have tested positive and kind of what that looks like for them coming back to campus and how that affects them. I was lucky enough to speak to you over winter break when I tested positive myself, and you really eased my mind and helped me feel better and feel prepared for what I was walking back into once I got back to Merrimack. But I know that that's kind of a unique role that the college has been playing, so how has that been transitioning into that kind of a role?
Yeah, so I'm a nurse practitioner. In addition to being an associate professor in health sciences teaching here, I also have been a clinician for a long time. So it's natural for me to be able to talk to people about diagnoses and about disease or infection. So that has been pretty easy and pretty smooth for me to be able to have those conversations, and just having a long-standing career as a nurse, hoping to kind of educate people and put people's minds at ease. But no, my role this year has been, not only managing the testing, but then responding to it, working in collaboration with the local boards of health, the state Department of Public Health, following through what those guidelines are, understanding what those guidelines are. And so, yeah, having a lot of conversations with our campus population if there's a positive test, starting that initial case investigation, identifying potential contacts, and then understanding and helping people to understand the process of isolation and quarantine, and then return to campus.
Yeah, so with that comes the idea that the new vaccine is going to be rolling out. I know that some people are feeling a little bit hesitant to be getting a vaccine. What would you tell to the Merrimack community, students, faculty who might feel a little bit hesitant to get that vaccine?
Oh gosh, I think it's just so miraculous that we've been able to develop now 3 vaccines that have been approved for emergency use authorization. I would encourage people, if you are eligible and have access to vaccine, to absolutely get the vaccine. They're safe, they're effective, and they're going to help put an end to this pandemic. So I myself have been vaccinated, and my parents have been vaccinated, and I absolutely encourage everybody to get any vaccine that they have access to when they're eligible to do it.
Absolutely, an end to all of this madness that we've been going through for the past year. But just speaking to the Merrimack community as well, is there anything else that you would like to tell students and faculty to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19?
Sure, I think that this has been a very long, difficult year for everybody, for the whole world, as we've seen play out. There's been a lot of tragedy across the globe, and I feel that we've been very fortunate here at Merrimack campus to be able to persevere through this very trying year, and I do think that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I do see the end in sight. I would really just urge our community to not go too fast, to be excited, to be hopeful, but to please be patient. And as the vaccine is rolling out and as we are seeing the end and hope on the horizon, it's just going to be really important that we continue, as painful as this is, to follow these rules, to wear masks, to wash our hands, to be mindful of our close contacts. Everybody is getting tired, and I understand it, but we need to just persevere a little bit longer to be able to maintain these rules to get us to where we want to go. The other big thing that I would just ask, is to not only be mindful of those contacts, but for us to be communicating when we have had contacts and when there is risk, for us to know about it and for us to be able to be honest with it and to place people in quarantine that have been exposed is going to help decrease and stop the spread. Exactly. So just hang tight with those mitigation strategies for a little longer.
Yeah, absolutely. The end is near. And I am beyond thankful for all the work that you and other members of the team behind the scenes have done to get us back on campus. I'm so thankful being a senior here at Merrimack, just to be able to be here for my senior year. And I'm very thankful that you were here to sit down with me today. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Everyone, please work to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. The end is near, we are almost done. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
To look further into changes on campus, Merrimack Dining has added 2 new places to grab a bite to eat on campus: Majors and Minors and McQuaid Pizzeria. Both of these venues are open until midnight and a late night food option for students. We can't forget about the students and faculty favorite, the food truck, that offers a wide range of delicious options. This spring, the brick oven, known for its appetizer extravaganza, will be making its much-anticipated return. Mindful Mac is tucked away inside the athletic center, serving up stir-fry on the weekdays. As always, Sparky's is open with a new to-go setup, and the Warrior's Den has returned to its original operations. There are options for everyone here at Merrimack, and Sodexo is always happy to help and serve our community. In addition to some new dining adjustments on campus, there have also been new changes seen in the Merrimack Mail Room. The post office on campus now includes Pack City lockers, providing a self-service pickup opportunity for students. Students are notified via email when packages are ready and receive a scannable QR code and a 4-digit ID number assigned to their package. Although the post office is open 8:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday, students can go to the post office outside of the normal business hours at their own convenience. Students have 2 days to pick up their packages before they are put back on the shelf and will have to be picked up during the normal business hours. Some packages will not be available for pickup through this system, and students will receive a traditional package notification if this is the case. There have been lots of visible changes on campus, including seeing athletes back on the field as sports have finally returned. Up next, let's hear from Shaun McAvoy about all the latest updates in Merrimack athletics. Shaun?
Welcome back, Warriors. I'm Shaun McAvoy here to give you a recap on all things sports since we've been away for winter break. In terms of professional sports, the biggest thing that's happened recently is the Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. Tom Brady somehow has continued to defy odds and perform at an elite level, winning his 7th Super Bowl ring, which is more than any single franchise in the NFL history has. We're also right around the time for the NBA All-Star Game, where the Boston Celtics, who are right around 500 right now, have 2 All-Stars in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Now let's get into Merrimack sports. During the winter break, Merrimack began being able to play sports again on campus, with both the men's and women's basketball and hockey teams beginning play. Both the men's and women's hockey teams did not have their greatest seasons this year, with the women's team going 1-15 and the men's team going 4-10-2. Despite that, though, the men's team is going to have a home game in the beginning of the Hockey East tournament this year. Unfortunately, though, the women's team were not able to participate in their tournament due to a COVID-related issue with the team. The men's and women's basketball teams have also been playing throughout the winter break. The women's team are currently sitting at 3-10 and are about to close out their season a back-to-back against Sacred Heart, while the guys are currently 3rd in the NEC, sitting at 9-7, about to close out their season against Wagner this week. Since coming back from winter break this semester, we have begun having fall and spring sports all return to play along with the winter sports as well. Almost all fall sports are playing a spring season this year, although it is a reduced number of games compared to what they're used to. Some have already started, such as the men's and women's soccer teams, while some are set to start soon, like the football team. There are also the usual spring sports playing this semester. Lacrosse, softball, track and field are just some of the sports that have already started or are about to return to play. Speaking of lacrosse, the women's lacrosse team actually has gotten a new coach this season. I'm going to send it to Olivia and Gabby to show off one of Merrimack's newest coaches. Olivia?
Merrimack TV. Wait, Mac TV?
MCTV.
MCTV. Here we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Piazza. I'm a sophomore on the women's lacrosse team.
And I'm Gabby Eckard, also a sophomore on the women's lacrosse team.
And we're here today with women's lacrosse head coach Ashley Durepo. Ashley, how are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you guys?
We're good. We just want to know what it feels like to be a new Merrimack Warrior.
It has been incredible. It's been so much fun already. Obviously, I'm coming in sort of right as we get ready to go for season, so maybe a little crazier than it would normally be, but it's been awesome. Like, all the coaches have been great introducing themselves. I love getting to know the players on the team. Getting to know other departments on campus has already started happening too, so it's just a really fun atmosphere. It is really that like campus community, like everyone's engaging, and it's been really fun so far.
Any new friends with the coaches on campus?
Ooh, I'll just say all of them at this point. We're all friends. I came from UNH, played lacrosse there, and so there's definitely a lot of former Wildcats on the staff. So I'd probably, do a shout out to them first. But all the coaches are my friends. I'll go with that. Definitely.
But getting into some lacrosse stuff, what are your hopes kind of for this season? Being a new coach, kind of a weird season with the pandemic going on.
Yeah, so I think so. My hopes, and I've told you guys as well as the team, I think it's really just to like compete and get better. So again, there's only so many things in life that you can control, and at this point, like, we can't control the pandemic, we can't control like our timeline, we can't control the snow. There's a lot of things we can't control, but we can definitely control our effort and working on getting better and just competing. Obviously, it's the other thing that's kind of crazy for us here at Merrimack is we were on, year 1 of the transition last year. Now we're on year 2. So we didn't even really, I mean, no, we played some games last year, but we didn't get to play a conference game last year. So I think it's really just like, we can control today, we can control getting better today, and then we do the same thing tomorrow. And then we just consistently evaluate and, again, have a good time playing. So
what do you think of the snow? More or less here than USM?
Great question. I'm going to go with same. I mean, I've been in New England lacrosse a long time, between UNH here, Merrimack, Lowell. I mean, it's all snow. So once you get an inch of it or more, you're just dealing with it. So I'm used to it. I don't mind it. I kind of prefer it. It makes for a good picture.
Definitely.
The snow is one thing. It's the cold that I think is getting us, where we practice the 7 to 9 a.m. I'm like, ooh, so we can only be outside for 30 minutes and be safe.
So how far have you made it on campus? Done any exploring or seen any things? Or have you just kind of strictly been in Volpe, that's your little realm?
So great question. I'm getting there. So I've done the little drive. I've parked, I've walked to the field, and I've walked inside the athletic complex. I've also been COVID tested, safety first. So I've made it to the campus center, and I still might not know how to pronounce Sackowich.
Yep, that's it. That's good.
And to call it just the sack, just to keep it simple.
No, just the sack. Okay. So I've made it to the sack. I got some stir fry today for lunch, so I've made it out. That's still athletic complex, but I've made it through the hockey rink. So I'm getting there. I have to ask a lot of questions and where's the bathroom, but I'm getting.
I was going to ask about the stir fry. That's a big thing. Our team loves the stir fry there, and they have the best employees there. They're always
they're so nice. I personally, they're behind the shield, and they're a little far away, and I'm a little hard of hearing. So I felt like they were talking to my ear the whole time, but they were so nice, and because I didn't know what I was doing, and everyone else is a pro at that system already. So I looked lost, and they were very nice and helped me through the stir fry process.
Who are you hoping a good upset could be this season?
Ooh, good question. How far is this being broadcast? I don't want to put it out there too far. Just Merrimack TV?
No, just Merrimack. Just Merrimack.
Okay, well, so it's not going to it's not going to Wagner or anything that?
No, just Merrimack. Just Merrimack.
Okay, I don't need any of that material, the clipboard material. I don't need any Tom Brady type situations. I don't need to put a chip on anyone's shoulder. But so for me, I guess I don't know that I have a specific team. I know you guys probably saw, and it's been posted that we came preseason ranked 7th. So for me, I kind of like being towards the bottom of any sort of list, so we can show and sort of climb. But I don't think I can even say a team right now. I'm still doing my scouting reports and learning a little bit more about these teams. So I'm a little hesitant to say a team right now, but to be determined. I'll let you guys know.
All right, we'll get back to it.
That sounds good. Interview 2.
Well, there you have it, folks. For a more in-depth report on everything Merrimack sport, check out the link in the description below. I'm Shaun McAvoy, and I'll see you next time for more Merrimack sports. Now let's send it back to Nicole for the rest of your MCTV news.
Since sports have been back, it has been great to dive into not only what is going on at the national level, but also here at Merrimack. Since the start of the spring semester, I made the choice to switch my status from a residential to a commuter student. Merrimack allows students to either live residentially on campus for their semester or to commute from their homes, in addition to being able to engage in a fully remote manner. Along with some fellow MCTV members, we highlighted some of the different ways Merrimack students live and engage with on-campus activities. Let's take a look. So typically, Merrimack has 3 types of residential statuses, and that is currently the remote status, where a student is fully living at home, cannot commute to campus, and is doing their homework, classwork, everything that they would do typically on campus in their home remotely. The second option is for a commuter status, which is what I am currently doing, where they commute from their home, have the opportunity to partake and participate in on-campus classes and engagements that the campus puts out, and you also have the beneficial aspect that you can go to and from campus, and it works out pretty well for a lot of people who especially live within the area. And the third option is obviously living as a residential student on campus, which a lot of students typically choose. So since the beginning of the spring 2020 semester at Merrimack, I decided to switch my residential living status to a commuter student status. And what that has looked like for me on a weekly and a day-to-day basis has definitely changed. Obviously adding a 35 to 40 minute commute from my home to campus has definitely made a difference and added a different aspect to my life. But my daily life and typical week schedule looks like I'm usually on campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I have my in-person classes, and those are typically some communications classes, so I look forward to going to them. And I also have my internship hours that I do remotely from home, so it's really good and flexible for my schedule and accommodates well with the way I'm choosing to live this semester. And I also really enjoy being able to be at home, feel comfortable, and also just be able to spend more time with my family, my dog, and just be in a familiar place, especially during this time of a lot of uncertainty. It has been really reassuring, and being able to get my classes done and use the technology through Zoom, my computer, my iPad, anything that I need, I can typically do from home for a lot of my classes and my work. So it has definitely been the best of both worlds of a balance. The only thing that has definitely been the hardest adjustment as a commuter student is obviously missing your friends and the lifestyle you have as a residential student, but I know that I will get back to that place in the future, and so far the commuter status for me has worked really well. I think that Merrimack really does a good job of balancing and offering numerous opportunities and versions of how students can get their Merrimack campus experience to the best of their abilities and what works best for them financially or in general for life at the time.
Hey guys, I'm Chris and I'm a sophomore here at Merrimack College. A little about myself is that I'm a communications and media major. I am the chief video editor for Merrimack College Television, and I also have a couple of jobs on campus, such as working for the O'Brien Center, the athletics department, and the school's communication and marketing department. Come along with me as I give you the day in the life of a Merrimack College Warrior student. Thank you for joining me today, and go Warriors!
What's going on, Merrimack? My name's Chris Zullo, and I'm here today to be the face of remote learning. No, I'm just kidding, but I am a remote learning student. I'm a freshman, currently second semester, and it's going pretty good, I can't lie to you. It's a great gig where you can roll out of bed at 7:58 for an 8 o'clock class and have perfect attendance. I mean, that's saying something. Merrimack does a really good job, in my opinion, of one of the biggest challenges when it comes to remote learning, which is bridging the gap. And I don't mean physically, because, I mean, for me personally, I'm just miles away from campus, but for others, they're states away. So it isn't really as much physical as it is figuratively to make the student who's in New York, Chicago, across the country, to feel as if they're in Andover, as if they're a Merrimack student. And I think Merrimack excels at this with giving us all the technology and everything necessary for us to have the same quality of learning as another student would. I mean, the commutes from class to class are pretty good. You know, it's not too much walking. I would say my best advice for any remote student is to have your own workspace. Don't do your homework in your bed. That's not productive. Get your desk, get everything set up on it. Even if it's 2 feet away from your bed like mine is, have something you can walk to. Because at the end of the day, you need to have a destination to do your work. Being a remote student is great. You create your own experience. You have your own freedom. Just how you use it is important. And with the software, Blackboard, everything's online anyway. It's really not that different than if I was to live on campus and do the same thing. All in all, it's a great experience, and trust me, I'd love to be on campus, but with everything going on, it's, you know, it just didn't seem worth it in my opinion. But I'll be there soon. Christopher Zullo, signing off.
It's been interesting having 2 different experiences, being both a residential student and now a commuter student. Speaking of different experiences though, typically the Merrimack community has a spring break in the middle of March. To help mitigate the spread of COVID-19 and limit travel exposure, Merrimack has opted out of any extended breaks. MCTV's very own Gabby Heroux took the streets to ask the Merrimack community where they would travel if we had a spring break.
Hi, I'm Gabby Heroux, and I'm here with Kevin doing Question on the Quad. This time, our question is, if you had a spring break, what would your plans be?
My plans would be to bring 30 students to Italy.
That sounds pretty awesome.
We've been doing it every year for almost 20 years now.
I would go to any tropical island, maybe like Cancun or something, because I've never left the country and I'd want to be on the beach.
I know it's not a traditional answer, but Ireland. I've always wanted to go there, and hopefully once COVID dies down, I'll get a chance to go. But that's definitely my choice.
I would go on a send trip with Campus Min to San Diego.
I would definitely go to Miami, Florida. It's nice and sunny.
I'd probably go to Florida too, because one of the girls that I used to babysit lives down there now, so I would go visit her.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
Florida, nice and warm down there. I'd want to go to Hawaii.
I mean, probably somewhere warm, like I'm thinking in the Caribbean, maybe the Bahamas.
I would definitely go to Bora Bora, and I love the beach, so yeah, that would be.
I would go Bora Bora too, but I'm kind of Pora.
To wrap things up, we're going to send it over to Alex, who's going to go over the February police log. Alex?
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Conte. Let's get right into it. On February 1st, subjects needed to pick up prescriptions at CVS and don't feel safe walking due to the weather. Officers assisted. On February 2nd, subjects called advised of a loud gathering behind St. Thomas of students playing loud music. They probably woke up the groundhog with all of that noise. No wonder we have 6 more weeks of winter. On February 5th, officer reports encountering 2 students trying to enter through the Monacan Gate. One of the students is fully remote and does not have access to campus. He was advised to leave. The other student was a resident, and this will be documented for residence life. Does Tom Cruise know about this? On February 5th, NAPD called reporting a male urinating in the parking lot of Royal Crest and a large group gathering with open containers outside. Officers responded and found nothing upon arrival. There's these things called toilets. Use them. On February 5th, an anonymous call reported a party at Royal Crest units and are currently responding to ongoing calls at Royal Crest and will be dispatched once they are available. NAPD informed we will be responding as well. Officers are clear, approximately 50 students and non-residents. Officer documented all of the students' names and will be forwarded to residence life. If you're gonna have a gathering, follow the rules. A lot of action on February 5th. On February 7th, RA called MCPD because the 3rd floor of Ash smells smoky and there's a haziness to the air. Officers were advised and sent to assist. The smell was caused from burnt mac and cheese. Student forgot to put water in it. All will be clear. Consider this a PSA to put water in your mac and cheese. On February 8th, Colleen Ave student worker called reporting a white Jeep Cherokee driving through the checkpoint without stopping. False start. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. On February 14th, student security turned a vehicle away with a male subject using a photo clear co-verified screen trying to get on campus. On February 15th, an Ash RA called to advise students have climbed out the back window onto the roof of Ash by the near entrance. Did you really think you wouldn't get caught when everybody can see you? On February 16th, subject from the library called to report a student had passed out. Student refused transport. On February 20th, Monacan RA requests alcohol assessment for her subject of third floor vomiting. And on February 21st, student called saying that around 2 p.m. today, an unknown party used the code to their door at Royal Crest. Under investigation. What is this, Mission Impossible? That's it for the February police log. Back to you, Nicole.
Thanks, Alex. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to look out for more MCTV editions to come. I'm Nicole Fasciano, and stay safe, Warriors.